Well, now we are moving our focus to a breaking input from the United States, where the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has called the Indian government's announcement of an investigation into the allegations of an Indian official's involvement in foiled plot to murder pro-Khalistani separatist leader Gurpatwant Singh Pannun in the US as good and appropriate. Now, this comes after the Ministry of External Affairs informed that it has decided to set up a high-level probe committee to look into the security concerns shared by the US regarding the criminal nexus and the attempt to murder Pannun. Now, USNSC Strategic Communications Coordinator John Kirby also said that India remains strategic partner and that US takes alleged assassination plot very seriously. Now, this is a big statement coming in from the United States, where India's move to continue the probe over the murder and killing assassination attempt of Gurpatwant Singh Pannun came forward. Now, let's take a look at some of the reactions coming in on this story.
First, this is an ongoing legal matter, so you'll understand I can't comment on it in detail. I can say that this is something we take very seriously. A number of us have raised this directly with the Indian government in past weeks. The government announced today that it was conducting an investigation, and that's good and appropriate, and we look forward to seeing the results.
India remains a strategic partner, and we're going to continue to work to improve and strengthen that strategic partnership with India. At the same time, we take this very seriously. These allegations and this investigation, take it very seriously. And we're glad to see that the Indians are too, by announcing their own efforts to investigate this. And we've been clear that we want to see anybody held, that's responsible for these alleged crimes to be held properly accountable.
Well, joining us on the broadcast is our colleague Siddhant. Siddhant, this is a big statement coming in from the US, where US has welcomed India's announcement to probe alleged murder attempt on Gurpatwant Singh Pannun. What more details do we have, and how is this being perceived on strategic grounds for India and US?
Well, one thing is very clear from day one. US has been handling this case perhaps in a very matured manner. And in fact, while addressing this press conference in Tel Aviv, Secretary of State Antony Blinken was asked this question by a journalist that does he believe that India is violating, human rights? India is using tactic of violence by violating human rights to silence its critics. That was a strong question which was thrown at him. But Secretary of State, perhaps, answered it in a very casual manner, and also, he decided to stick to the merits of the case and not to perhaps make any sort of a statement or without proof. So he only made this remark by saying that it's an ongoing legal matter, and he cannot comment more on that. And in fact, he also said that a number of times the issue has been raised with the Indian government, and he's also aware that the Indian government has launched an investigation. He has appreciated that, and he said that the government of US looks forward to seeing the results. So that's quite a positive statement coming from the Secretary of State. And in fact, from day one, US has been saying that India is a strategic partner and will remain a strategic partner. So there are a lot of working group mechanisms between India and US, and time and again, if any of these countries have any issue or perhaps any intelligence that are required to be shared, or know anything as far as these organized crime syndicates, these groups are concerned, then both countries share intel with each other. And following the same format, US did share the intel with India. And since India, it also has implication on India's national security, so India decided to form a high-level committee to look into it. And perhaps the same was recreated by a spokesperson of Ministry of External Affairs yesterday during the press briefing. Back to you.
Right, Siddhant. Thank you so much for all those details.